Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Current Affairs MCQ. Let us begin with the previous day's question. Consider the following statements. 1. Bamboo is classified as a tree under the Indian Forest Act 1927, which prohibits its cutting. 2. India's first bamboo-based bioethanol plant is located in Golaghat, Assam. 3. Bioethanol produced from bamboo can only be used as a gasoline additive. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The correct answer is A. After the amendment to the Indian Forest Act 1927, bamboo is no longer classified as a tree, lifting the ban on its cutting. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. This change supports the livelihood of forest communities and private growers. The Prime Minister inaugurated India's first bamboo-based bioethanol plant in Golaghat, Assam, marking a significant step towards achieving energy self-sufficiency and promoting green energy. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Bioethanol is a high-octane biofuel derived from biomass sources such as corn, sugarcane, grains, bamboo, and vegetable residues. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. It is primarily used as a gasoline additive but can also be burned as pure ethanol in modern engines. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 1. With reference to Mission Indradhanush launched by Government of India, consider the following statements. 1. It aims to achieve 100% immunization coverage of children below 2 years and pregnant women. 2. Intensified Mission Indradhanush was launched to focus on districts with low immunization coverage. 3. Mission Indradhanush is implemented in collaboration with WHO and UNICEF. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is A. The target of Mission Indradhanush is to ensure full immunization of children under 2 years and pregnant women. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Intensified Mission Indradhanush identifies high-focus districts and urban areas with low coverage to accelerate progress. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Mission Indradhanush is primarily a Government of India initiative under the Health Ministry, though supported by WHO or UNICEF in technical capacity, not as joint implementers. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 2. Consider the following statements regarding the Capacity Building and Human Resource Development Scheme. 1. The CBHRD scheme is implemented by the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. 2. The scheme aims to strengthen India's human resource capacity in STEM, science, technology, engineering, medical and mathematical fields. 3. The scheme is applicable only to institutes of national importance and institutes of eminence. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is A. The Union Cabinet has approved the Capacity Building and Human Resource Development Scheme for the period 2021 to 2026 under the 15th Finance Commission cycle. The scheme is being implemented by the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, which is the apex body for scientific research in India. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It aims to strengthen India's human resource capacity in science, technology, engineering, medical and mathematical sciences and enhance the country's R&D ecosystem. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The scheme will encompass all R&D institutions, national laboratories, institutes of national importance, institutes of eminence and university across the country. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 3. Consider the following statements regarding monsoon depressions in India. 1. They move in a northwesterly direction across the Indo-Gangetic plains. 2. They cause widespread heavy rainfall and may lead to floods in northern India. 3. They occur exclusively during the retreating monsoon. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The correct answer is B. A monsoon depression is a low-pressure atmospheric system with closed isobars that forms over the Bay of Bengal or Arabian Sea during the Indian summer monsoon season, causing most of the region's rainfall. These depressions move northwest across northern India, affecting states such as Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana and Punjab. Their movement determines the intensity and distribution of monsoon rainfall in the northern plains. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Monsoon depressions cause widespread rainfall and can trigger floods in the Gangetic Plains and adjoining areas due to prolonged precipitation. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Monsoon depressions occur mainly during the southwest monsoon and are not exclusive to the retreating or northeast monsoon. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 4. With reference to personality rights in India, consider the following statements. 1. Personality rights are explicitly codified under the Copyright Act 1957. 2. Courts in India have recognized personality rights as an extension of the right to privacy under Article 21 of the Constitution. 3. The passing of remedy under the Trademarks Act 1999 can be used to protect unregistered celebrity attributes like name and likeness. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is D. Personality rights are not codified under a single statute, including the Copyright Act. While the Copyright Act provides performers' rights and moral rights, it does not comprehensively define personality rights. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. The Supreme Court in R. Rajagopal v. State of Tamil Nadu recognized that individuals have a legitimate interest in controlling the commercial use of their identity. This protection is grounded in the right to privacy under Article 21. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The passing of action under Section 27 of the Trademarks Act 1999 protects the goodwill associated with unregistered marks or personal attributes and prevents misrepresentation that could imply false endorsement. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 5. With reference to the climate of Leh Ladakh, consider the following statements. 1. Leh Ladakh receives very low annual rainfall due to its isolation in the rain shadow of the Himalayas, which blocks the southwest monsoon. 2. Winter temperatures in Leh Ladakh often drop below -20 degrees Celsius because of its high altitude and continental climate. 3. Summers in Leh Ladakh are extremely hot due to the desert-like conditions of the region. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is A. Leh Ladakh is a cold desert receiving very low rainfall because it lies in the rain shadow of the Himalayas, which block the southwest monsoon. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Winters are extremely harsh due to high altitude and continental climatic conditions, with temperatures often falling below -20 degrees Celsius in January. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Summers are mild and short, not extremely hot. Average summer temperatures range from 20 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees Celsius, though daytime highs may reach 30 degrees Celsius in some valleys. Extreme heat does not occur due to high altitude and thin atmosphere. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 6. With reference to India-United States economic relations, consider the following statements. 1. The United States is the largest destination for Indian exports as of 2024. 2. India and the US have a bilateral investment treaty in place that provides legally binding guarantees to investors from both countries. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is A. The United States is consistently one of the India's top trading partners and has emerged as the largest destination for Indian exports in recent years. Key export items include pharmaceuticals, textiles, gems and jewelry, and IT services. In 2024, India's exports to US accounted for a significant share of its total merchandise exports. Hence, statement 1 is correct. India and the US do not currently have a bilateral investment treaty in force. While negotiations have taken place over the years to establish such a treaty, no formal agreement providing legally binding guarantees to investors from both countries has been signed. Investment protections are instead governed by general Indian and US investment and trade laws and bilateral agreements on specific sectors. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 7. With reference to the G20, consider the following statements. 1. The G20 does not have a permanent secretariat. Its presidency rotates annually among member countries. 2. The European Union is a member of the G20 along with its individual member states. 3. Decisions of the G20 are legally binding on its members. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is A. G20 has no permanent secretariat. The presidency rotates annually and host sets the agenda. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The European Union is a G20 member along with individual EU countries like France and Germany. Hence, statement 2 is correct. G20 decisions are political commitments, not legally binding treaties. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 8. Consider the following statements about the Goods and Services Tax Appellate Tribunal. 1. GSTAT was established under the Central Goods and Services Tax Act 2017 to hear appeals against orders of appellate or revisional authorities. 2. GSTAT operates only through a single principal bench in New Delhi and has no state-level benches. 3. The tribunal combines judicial and technical expertise through its composition of judicial members and technical members. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 and 3 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is A. Goods and Services Tax Appellate Tribunal is a statutory body established under the Central Goods and Services Tax Act 2017 to hear appeals against orders passed by the appellate or revisional authorities. Hence, statement 1 is correct. GSTAT functions via a principal bench in New Delhi and 31 state benches across 45 locations, ensuring nationwide reach. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Each bench has 2 judicial members, 1 central technical member and 1 state technical member, blending judicial and technical expertise for impartial and consistent decisions. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 9. Consider the following countries. 1. Qatar. 2. France. 3. Singapore. 4. Bhutan. 5. Sri Lanka. How many of the countries listed above have currently adopted India's Unified Payment Interface as of September 2025? A. Only 2. B. Only 3. C. Only 4. D. All 5. The correct answer is D. All 5 countries listed, Qatar, France, Singapore, Bhutan, and Sri Lanka, have officially adopted and launched the Unified Payment Interface System for Indian travelers as of September 2025. The current status of adoption for each country is Bhutan, the first country outside of India to adopt UPI standards for its QR deployment, enabling payments via the Bheem app. Singapore, UPI is fully integrated with Singapore's national payment system, PayNow, enabling seamless cross-border person-to-person transfers and widespread merchant acceptance. France, the first European country to launch UPI, starting with acceptance at key tourist and retail locations like the Eiffel Tower. Sri Lanka, UPI services were officially launched in early 2024, enabling acceptance at airports and major retail outlets. Qatar, the service was enabled through a partnership with Qatar National Bank and NPCI International, with Qatar Duty Free becoming the first merchant to go live, marking its official operational status. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Question 10. Consider the following pairs. Digital initiatives and their functions. Sabha Sar, AI tool to record Gram Sabha minutes. Swamitva, provides legal ownership papers to rural households. E-Gram Swaraj, delivers broadband access via Wi-Fi hotspots. How many of the above pairs are correctly matched? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None of the above. The correct answer is D. Key digital initiatives related to Gram Panchayats. Sabha Sar. Launched in August 2025, Sabha Sar is an AI tool that produces structured minutes of meetings from Gram Sabha and other Panchayat gatherings. Integrated with Bhashini, it supports 14 Indian languages, providing real-time, accurate and unbiased records. Hence, pair 1 is correctly matched. Swamitva. Survey of villages and mapping with improvised technology in village areas scheme grants rural households legal ownership papers for their homes and land, facilitating bank loans, dispute resolution, and asset utilization. Hence, pair 2 is correctly matched. E-Gram Swaraj. This comprehensive application integrates core panchayat functions like planning, budgeting, accounting, monitoring, reporting, asset management, and online payments, serving over 2.7 lakh Panchayati Raj institutions across 28 states and 6 UTs. Hence, pair 3 is not correctly matched. BharatNet. BharatNet aims to deliver broadband via Wi-Fi hotspots, fiber to home connections, and other services with over 13 lakh FTTH connections commissioned so far. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Now, let us look at today's practice question. Consider the following statements regarding the National Initiative on Water Security. 1. It is implemented under the Jal Jeevan Mission and aims to address depleting groundwater levels in rural areas. 2. Under the initiative, funds for water conservation are allocated only for overexploited and semi-critical blocks. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. Please provide your answers in the comment section.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.